career. He's really been hurt. He's gone down before one time, but there was a perfect left hand. Lloyd never saw it coming. Lloyd is out. And Lloyd may be out of boxing. And that's why Tarver wanted to be the counterpuncher, because he answered Lloyd's right hand.
Well, still two different things. You know, he was a social media blowout. You know, he blew it away. If your man, that fit his character, because he...
After a clip of Floyd Mayweather watching Roy Jones Jr. get brutally knocked out by Antonio Tarver went viral, social media went wild. In that footage, Floyd smirks and nods approvingly as Roy collapses to the canvas from a sharp counter left. That knockout took place in 2004, and it marked the start of Roy's decline. Now, years later, Mayweather is clearly using that clip as ammo in their heated back and forth. And let's be honest, Jones sparked this fire first. But if Floyd believed Roy would stay quiet and just take it, he badly underestimated him.
Oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah. Shabby was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could retire at 80-0. You go up top there? No. He just didn't stop, right? You got the 50 and you stopped because of Rocky Marciano.
Right.
So Rocky died. If he wouldn't die, he probably would have kept going too. So that's, and then at the end, you fight a guy that's 0-0 for number 50. How can I respect it?
Roy Jones didn't hold back when taking shots at Mayweather, sticking with the same digs he's used for years to him. Floyd may have been a business mastermind, but in terms of excitement, Roy calls him overrated. For Jones, legacy isn't about numbers or wealth. It's about risks, entertainment, and giving fans unforgettable fights. In that sense, Roy feels he's far superior. And this isn't new. Back in 2018, he openly called Floyd the Cash King, but claimed his own resume was untouchable. He even said no fighter in history could match his feats. And yes, those words stung, especially for Floyd's loyal fans.
I would not be able to take credit for beating Pacquiao after he got knocked out by Marquez, because that's not the same Pacquiao.
Of course.
That's not the Pacquiao at the top of this game.
Yeah,
but in society today, we'll call that person the best fighter ever.
Of course.
But Roy didn't ease up. In a fresh All the Smoke fight interview, he dropped another bomb, this time comparing Floyd to Sugar Ray Leonard. Roy insisted Leonard was more dangerous not for titles, but for mentality. He called Sugar a dog, relentless, vicious, and mean everything he says Floyd never really showed. Roy's point was clear. Skill isn't everything. You need heart, aggression, and killer instinct. And in Roy's eyes, Floyd lacked that edge, which brings things full circle after years of taking shots like that. Floyd finally clapped back, and he did it in true Floyd fashion.
Musty energy.
Lord child, the man Floyd Money Mayweather is watching video of Roy Jones getting knocked out. Yeah, man. Roy Jones absolutely getting cooked. And all this is because Floyd Money Mayweather is upset at Roy Jones Jr. for Roy saying that Floyd could not beat a prime Sugar Ray Leonard. Lord child, Floyd.
No interviews, no tweets, just ruthless Instagram story clips. One showing Roy Jones Jr. getting brutally knocked out by Tarver. Another with him lying motionless after the Glenn Johnson fight. Each video dropped with perfect timing, no captions. Necessary. Floyd let the footage speak for him. The message was harsh but clear. While Roy boasts about highlights, Floyd's showcasing his lowest moments. And the contrast, it's sharp. Floyd's never been dropped, never seriously hurt, never caught cheating. Without saying a word, he's drawing a hard line, flawless. Technician versus risky showman who crashed, naturally. Fans are divided and debates are turning nasty.
Let him move around and do what he want to do, he gonna beat you, because he's very explosive and he's very mean.
I was gonna say mean.
To me, people don't give him enough credit. People always say, well, Floyd would beat Sugar. No, baby, Floyd is not as nearly as mean as Sugar was.
You don't think he would beat him?
How? How you gonna keep him off of him? Right. Sugar is a dog. Yeah. Just because his name Sugar don't mean nothing. Yeah. Sugar is a dog. Yeah. People don't give him enough credit for that. You gotta think, this in around, between around 13 and 14, I think, Angelo Dundee said, you're blowing it, son. Sugar.
Social media lit up with debates and fiery comments. One fan laughed at Floyd's move, saying Roy should have expected it. This is classic Mayweather, the master of mind games and calculated pettiness. Others defended Floyd, pointing out he retired undefeated, never got knocked out, and never failed a drug test. But Roy had his supporters too. Some praised his dangerous, crowd-pleasing style and explosive knockouts. One sarcastic post hit hard, saying maybe Roy should have taken The safe route, like Floyd hinting his losses, came chasing greatness, while Floyd carefully picked his battles like chess pieces.
You know, we stood for two different things. You know, he was a social media blowout. You know, he blew it away. You feel me? And that fit his character because he could do it, you know, and do things the way he did it. He was smarter. I wanted to play King of the Hill. He didn't care to play King of the Hill. He wanted to play King of the
Right, of
Field,
course.
which he did. And it did.
But the truth lies somewhere in between. Floyd fought elite names Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, Marcos Maidana. His path wasn't easy, it was strategic. Still, the clash of styles fuels the divide. Roy Jones Jr. was pure electricity, flashy, powerful, dangerous. He tossed triple left hooks hands down and make it effortless. He even moved to heavyweight and dominated. For years, he made elite fighters look amateur. But after the Tarver loss, everything changed. Reflexes dulled, speed faded, and his wrists backfired. Glenn Johnson knocked him cold. Later, Roy was losing, quietly to unknowns in small venues far from pay-per-view lights.
You mentioned Floyd. Where would you put him in the rankings? Mayweather, where would you put him?
Who?
All right, let me ask you a question.
If you don't respect Muhammad Ali, how can I respect you?
Floyd never faced that kind of decline. He left boxing on top, undefeated. Unscathed, Dan returned only for exhibitions that made him millions more. To him, his career was a business. He calls himself the best ever, not just for winning, but for avoiding traps that destroyed others. And for Floyd, Roy is the example of someone who failed to protect his own legacy. Posting those knockout clips ensures nobody forgets. But Roy stands firm. He still claims he was more gifted: the angles, the speed, the style. Even if the ending wasn't perfect, the journey mattered. Greatness for Roy isn't a spotless record, it's what you gave fans.
Well, we're gonna know. In the least amount of fights, you know, I didn't have to have 70 fights, or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights,
Yes, you did.
who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that,
The greatest of all time.
okay.
All right.
Roy doesn't need to repeat himself, his stance is already clear. To him, Floyd's a genius with money, not with fighting. He didn't embrace danger, he avoided it. While Roy chased tough challenges, Floyd built his career on defense and smart business moves. A few petty Instagram clips won't change that view. If anything, they only prove Roy right. Floyd values image over impact. And here's the twist: Roy's not alone in feeling this way.
Crazy that everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, you know, fighters fighting, they make 3 million, 4 million, 6 million, 7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guarantee?
Some boxing analysts have supported Roy's opinion for years. They've criticized Floyd's careful matchmaking, his ultra-defensive style, and the strategic timing of certain big fights. But not everyone agrees. Many believe Floyd's resume is undeniable, beating a young Canelo, a seasoned Pacquiao, a gritty Maidana, and a skilled Cotto speaks volumes. Going 50-0 while earning more than any boxer in history. For them, that's ultimate greatness.
Why is the money so important? Why do you always come back to the dollars? People want to know.
Why not? I mean, everything you got on costs money. You can't take your wife on a date for free.
Is that how you measure your success?
No. Me, I'm loyal and honest, and I'm a good person, and I call a spade a spade. Money don't make me, I make money. And without money, I'd be the same person. I fought so many fights for free.
What keeps this rivalry alive is that these two aren't just different fighters. They think differently. Roy believes in giving fans a show, no matter the risks. Floyd believes in giving fans what sells. Roy took fights that made zero financial sense just to test himself. Floyd fought only when the money was right. Roy gambled every time he fought. Floyd risked it only when odds favored him. It's not just styles, it's opposite philosophies. And that's why this tension isn't ending soon.
And one of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. because he talks so much shit. And he's like, look at my $1 million watch. Look at my fucking jet. Look at my house. Look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed. Like this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes. But when I'll show you, when I'll show up, I bring out the big boy and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you hate him.
Online buzz suggests Roy's latest shots of Floyd might be more than pride. They could be a way to stay relevant or spark talk of an exhibition fight. Some fans think Roy's chasing the spotlight again, maybe even for financial reasons. There's no proof of money issues, but exhibitions are now common for retired legends. Floyd's done several. Roy fought Mike Tyson in 2020, and the thought of them finally sharing a ring even for show would grab attention because of all the history and bad blood.
See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I'm smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, you know, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart, Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid.
Whether they ever fight or not, the story is already set. Floyd is perfection personified and beaten. Untouched, always ahead. Roy is the fearless talent who soared higher than expected and crashed just as hard. They're opposites, which makes this rivalry sting. For Roy, watching Floyd grin at his knockouts is the cost of chasing greatness the hard way for Floyd. Posting those clips says it all. I played smart and I won.
I love Floyd, but it seems like everybody's afraid to have that O, to have a 1 or a 2 where the O used to be. Ali lost. Sugar Ray lost. Hagler lost. Hearns lost. These guys lost. When did the O become the end all be all?
I think Mayweather, you know, and how he made it big to the public. Like,
Roy Jones Jr. never stays quiet when something in boxing bothers him, and his latest remarks sparked strong reactions among fans. After the Times Square event in NYC this past May, Roy let loose. He slammed fighters who refused to engage, especially on high-stakes cards, calling it dangerous for boxing's integrity. To him, this isn't just a style issue, it's a structural flaw. Now, he's pushing for changes or accountability for fighters who spend more time running than punching, cruising through fights with minimal effort.
Like, why not Floyd Mayweather? Why isn't he in the top 5?
Floyd Mayweather, he's running the whole 12 rounds and he won the fight.
Manny, who are the top 5 fighters you ever fought, you think?
Barrera, Morales, Marquez, La Hoya, Cotto.
According to Roy, some fighters are outright exploiting the system, entering the ring just to do the bare minimum. Avoid damage, steal a few rounds, and walk away with huge paychecks. He's criticizing a boxing culture that rewards caution instead of action, letting fighters hide behind a fence with no consequences. Roy specifically mentions Turki Alalshik, a big name in boxing promotion, who's investing massive money in flashy shows but often not getting the real fights or fireworks fans are expecting.
I believe in building generational wealth. Even like when my children, all 4 of my children are adults. And I told them, no more handouts. Because I feel like I'm hurting my children just by, I give them money, they go shopping, they put gas in their car, they party, they come back, I need money. I give them money, I buy them houses, I buy them cars. Told them, listen, if you guys go to school or you work in one of my businesses, then you can branch off, get your own business.
Roy's anger isn't only about what happened at Times Square. It's about what it represents for modern boxing. That event was supposed to be a celebration of the sport on one of its most iconic stages, outdoors in New York, streamed globally. But instead of fireworks, fans got cautious chess matches full of footwork and almost no exchanges. Roy didn't call out names, but the backlash made it clear. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez fought safe, moving constantly with little action. Their performances drew boos from live fans and upset those who paid for the DAZN pay-per-view.
Terence Crawford couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning another?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terrence Bud Crawford beating everybody on Floyd's resume? No confidence.
For Roy, this goes beyond just fighters, it's structural. When asked about Turkey Alalshik's rumored no running rule for future events, Roy didn't hold back. Shrinking the ring to 18 by 18 won't solve anything. If a fighter wants to avoid contact, they'll manage regardless of space. He pointed to Shocker Stevenson as proof. Back at the 2016 Olympics, Stevenson fought in an even smaller ring and still avoided real exchanges with Robeisy Ramirez. And in the pros, Roy says, Shocker still wins with slick movement and timing, not aggressive fighting.
That's how Floyd is. He's very.
Do you think he's the great? You think he's the greatest? One of the greatest
Every
ever?
great fighter in the world says technically there's nobody better.
Yeah.
Every single.
Easily the best counterpuncher.
No,
of all time.
every great
Best
fighter in the world says there's nobody better. But when you're talking about wins,
right?
Not the best heavyweight champ is Mike Tyson. Right. I think, right? Like the scariest guy because his force is just so.
It's insane.
Yeah,
well, Logan having almost beat Floyd, that's got to put him in the top three greatest.
What Roy Jones wants goes beyond smaller rings or simple rule tweaks. He's calling for a real shift in how fights are booked, starting with choosing the right fighters. If promoters want real action, Roy says they should prioritize fighters who press forward, trade punches, and take risks, not those who coast to decisions. Matchmakers need to build cards that honor boxing's true spirit, fighting, not running. He didn't sugarcoat it. Circling the ring for 12 rounds shouldn't be acceptable, especially when fans pay top money. And you can't call yourself great if you're ducking exchanges. Winning by avoiding the fight loses respect from real boxing fans and pros.
If you haven't understood how I believe Devin Haney is more of a GOAT than Floyd Mayweather, I'll break it down one more time. Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr. at 25 had 29 wins, no losses. Devin Haney at 25 has 31 losses. Which one is more? It's a basic numbers game. I don't care if you're a Floyd fan, if you're a Devin Haney fan, it's a basic numbers game. So break it down. That's 2 more. Devin Haney wins that.
For Roy, there's a clear difference between smart boxing and outright cowardice. Resetting with movement, slipping shots, or countering sharply is part of the craft. But when a fighter's entire game plan is doing just enough to dodge danger while cashing big checks, that's where Roy draws the line. Too many fighters, he says, have grown comfortable with this, making millions for years without giving fans excitement. That comfort is killing hunger and softening the edge boxing once demanded. Roy isn't demanding massive rule changes, though. He's open to penalties for non-engagement, but he insists change begins with expectations. If fighters know boring styles won't get them big fights or paydays, they'll adapt. Boxing, Roy says, is about fighting, not surviving.
It takes more discipline, it takes more skill to be defensively sound than be like, you could be an offensive punching machine and that's easy because coming forward is easy, blocking, but when you're like defensively sound and you're not getting hit, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that's more impressive, is the defense, the footwork, and not being able to get hit.
For Roy, there's a clear difference between smart boxing and outright cowardice. Resetting with movement, slipping shots, or countering sharply is part of the craft. But when a fighter's entire game plan is doing just enough to dodge danger while cashing big checks, that's where Roy draws the line. Too many fighters, he says, have grown comfortable with this, making millions for years without giving fans excitement. That comfort is killing hunger and softening the edge boxing once demanded. Roy isn't demanding massive rule changes, though. He's open to penalties for non-engagement, but he insists change begins with expectations. If fighters know boring styles won't get them big fights or paydays, they'll adapt. Boxing, Roy says, is about fighting, not surviving.